Now, I don't know about you guys, but I got the keys, and I'm ready to hear how this 520 cubic inch big block sounds like. All right, here we go. Oh, baby, hear those ponies? Woo-hoo! This baby roars. Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Chris Mazzarella, and you're watching No Reserve Classics. And before we get started, guys, if you haven't done it already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, because you never know, your dream ride could be in the next video. And here we have it, the 1967 Ford Mustang GT500 Restomod. An original candy apple red car, that it is an original S code and is also an original fastback. But where the magic happens is right underneath the hood. A 520 cubic inch FE4 big block. In the center, it's got a top loader 4-speed manual transmission, and all that power is going to that Ford 9-inch rear with those awesome traction bars. On the interior, a well-restored parchment interior with a really cool Bluetooth JVC sound system. Up underneath the body of this car, you're going to notice the Mustang 2 front subframe. It's going to include a coilover system, power rack and pinion steering, and those Willwood disc brakes. So guys, stay tuned, because we're going to give you an opportunity to add some accessories and customize this already beautiful ride. Now, although this car looks absolutely stunning on our turntable, you guys at home can get a virtual tour of this car just by sitting on your couch. That's right, head over to No Reserve Classics, where you can get a virtual 360-degree tour of the beautiful exterior. And after you're done with that, hop over to the inside for another 360-degree virtual tour. And if you guys have any questions on how to get this ride into your garage, feel free to give me a call, Chris, at 1-800-562-7815, and I'll be sure to guide you through the full process. All right, guys, I'm all strapped in, so hop inside and let's go for a ride. All right, guys, and here we are, the 1967 Ford Mustang GT500 Restomod, and I'll tell you what, we've just been on the road for a few minutes, and we stopped at the gas station, and we had about 3 people come up to us and say, man, that is a really nice GT500. And I'll tell you what, from the outside to the inside, this baby does look like a GT500. It has all the correct attributes, from the front end to the rear end, even the steering wheel, Shelby GT500 Cobra. Steering wheel with, of course, the working horn, but it is a well put together S code Ford Mustang. Now, a little bit of backside on this vehicle, originally born, like I said, in S code in 1967 with a 4-speed manual transmission, making this car pretty rare just right off the bat. So the cool thing about this car is not only is it the same color as it was originally, that candy apple red, but it was an original S code and an original fastback. So it was not a coupe converted into a fastback, which you might see nowadays. Some people will get a coupe because they're less expensive, they're easier to find, and then throw a whole bunch of just aftermarket Shelby parts on there and say they got a Shelby fastback, which this car has been restored to the T. I mean, looking at it from, like I said, a glance, you can't tell at all. I mean, this car is absolutely beautiful. The 16-inch wheels on here look absolutely great as well, with those aftermarket Falcon tires, giving you a better drivability of the car. Now, 460 cubic inch motor has now been bored out to 520 cubic inch, and that is a Ford block that's going through this top loader 4-speed manual transmission, and of course the Ford 9-inch rear. So we have a beautiful power plant, an awesome transmission, and of course the best of the best rear ends on here. So my butt dyno's telling me right around the 500 horsepower mark, which is comparable. That's what you should be getting out of a bored out 460 cubic inch motor. All right, guys, with all that being said, let's see what this baby's got. Let's drop her down into third, give her some gas here. Woohoo! Got a little swirly there for a second. Right now, 50 miles an hour cruising, and we're about 2,000 RPMs. It's a great vehicle to drive, especially to a car show, car meet, even just cruising down the beach and just relaxing. It has a good amount of horsepower, not too much, but a perfect amount that if you wanted to downshift, chirp those tires up a little bit, it's there for you. But where are we gonna be most of the time? Right here on the interior of this car. So beautiful parchment interior, really well restored. I will tell you that for driving this car for about 45 to 50 minutes right now, it's comfortable. I mean, I've taken my hand off the steering wheel a bunch of times, forgetting that this car is over 50 years old. I mean, sometimes you get one of these cars that you just get in, and it's a little bit here and there. I mean, you feel okay driving it. This car, you forget what you're driving. I mean, I know it's 50 years old. I know it has a big block motor in there. It's not fuel injected. It doesn't have all these crazy power accessories, but I'm loving them, having a great time. So the interior, beautiful red carpeting on here. The dash is in really nice condition. All the gauges are working. We have our RPM, our gas gauge, which I know in fact works. I just put $30 in there. So that did move. Our oil pressure, got great oil pressure right dead center. Temperature gauge is on the cold side. It is a little chilly here on the East Coast today. But overall, everything is in exceptional shape. So one really cool feature in this car that you can tell right off the bat is not factory, is this awesome JVC radio. It does have Bluetooth, it does have CD, as well as USB and auxiliary. So you gotta remember, a lot of these times, like I was saying before, you're gonna be driving this car. You wanna take your phone, plug it in, pair it up, Bluetooth, throw it in the glove box and forget about it. You get a phone call, press the button, hello, and that's it. You keep your eyes ahead, your hands on the steering wheel, and just enjoy the ride. Now, if you do have some friends you wanted to bring along with you, we have a back seat. Now, if you wanted to take this car out to the golf course or somewhere, even get groceries with it, this is an original rare option fold down seat in this bad boy. So all you gotta do is just lift the lever on the side, drop those seats down. You have enough room for your golf clubs, your grocery bags, your bowling balls, whatever you wanna throw in the back. And if somebody comes in, you just simply fold that baby back up. You crank this radio up and you have those speakers blasting right behind you, just enjoying the ride. All right, guys, we saw the outside, saw the inside. Let's take some turns. Okay, that was about 40 miles an hour right there. And I'll tell you what, the car handles really well as well. So it looks good, drives good, feels good. And one of the main reasons is because the front end of this vehicle has been updated and modernized with the Mustang 2 front end. With that front end, you're gonna get a better driving experience because you're gonna get power rack and pinion steering, as well as coilovers in the front, not to mention Willwood disc brakes on here. So we got a lot of power. We gotta stop this bad boy somehow. But I will tell you, those shocks are doing its thing. I haven't heard one weird quirky sound out of this car the whole ride. Going over some crazy bumps. Like I said, I keep forgetting what I'm driving. I'm gonna downshift over here, gonna take this corner just a little tighter than I normally would. Wow. This car does handle really well for what it's put together with. I mean, Mustang 2 front end with that 520 cubic inch motor in there. This thing sounds really cool. All right, guys, don't go anywhere just yet, because we're gonna bring this car back to the barn and give you guys an opportunity to get some custom accessories on this already bad Ford Mustang GT500 Restomod. All right, I'll see you guys back at the barn. Woohoo! Yeah! All right, guys, and thank you for taking that ride with me. That was so much fun. So let's give you guys some options for this bad boy. And it starts off right here in the front end with that awesome 4 headlight package on this car. Now we are going to give you the options from transforming this car with those ugly old halogen headlights to the awesome Restomod LED headlight performance package. And that's going to include an LED kit for each one of these bad boys with that awesome halo ring. So as soon as you pull that headlight switch, bam, you're gonna light up the night ahead. And we have that available for $599 fully installed. Now, as you guys were just seeing me in the video driving through the great reflectiveness of this paint job, it looks really good from a distance. But if you wanted to take it one step further, you could add a paint correction with a ceramic coat protection on top. Now, what is that going to do? Any dust, dirt, or grime, or anything that gets up on the paint, simply wash it away with a hose and it just beads right off. So God forbid you got into a little bit of a rainstorm, that rain is just going to roll right off, wipe it down, giving you an excellent looking paint job on the road. We have that available for $1,999. Now, as we move down the side of the car, it already has some wheels and tires on this bad boy, and they are 16-inch staggered, so you do have a fatter tire in the rear as it sits. Now, if you wanted to take it up a little bit step ahead, you have the option right now of installing the American Racing VN 427 Shelby Cobra wheels in a polished finish. Now, they do make 2 finishes, gray center with a polished lip, or a full polished wheel fully installed with brand new tires. So you are going to get that staggered effect that you do now with that fat tire in the rear and the skinnier tire up front. And we have that all inclusive for $3,999. Now, already a beautiful solid underbody that looks really, really nice. But let's face it, not everybody has a full 4-post lift or even bringing their cars to car shows. But if you're that type of person and you want the best, then this option is for you. We're gonna put this car up on the lift and give it a hot steam bath. Take that baby down to bare metal and give it a full correct paint job from the front all the way to the back. And you can include that in your services for less than $2,000. And last but not least, our final option is right under here. Right now, we have a Holley carburetor on this bad boy, and it starts up really nice. Looks in it, really good condition. But you can add a Holley Sniper EFI electronic fuel injection kit. We have that available for $4,000. And it's a self-learning system. So basically you start the car, take it for a 100-mile trip, and this baby will actually self-tune to your driving habits. And then it's time for our 40-point mechanical inspection, making and ensuring that any parts that we added, update, or corrected are working 100%. Then it's my favorite part, the 30-mile test drive. I'm gonna be taking this bad boy on some turns, going over some bumps, and definitely hitting these brakes and giving this baby some gas. So that way when you get this car into your garage, you guys can start making some memories. And guys, I'm Chris Mazzarella, and you've been watching No Reserve Classics. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to give me a call, Chris, at 1-800-562-7815. And if you guys haven't done it already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because you never know, your dream ride could be in the next video.